in the morning of April 22nd, 1997, this very same C-130 would get into a devastating crash, but that'll be later. This C-130 is coming to deliver something important. Shout out to TMJ Squad, a turboprop flight sim YouTuber, who gave me inspiration to do my own air crash investigation in turboprop flight sim. The story of C-130's cargo bomb explosion. The plane was coming to a pretty late landing, but finally landed, and quickly had to stop before overrunning the runway. That's a later video of the series. Make sure to go check out TMJ Squad Crash Investigation. There's only 5 episodes, and I watched all of them, and they're pretty good. The first episode was based off of episode 3 of his mid-air crash, which is episode 3. My second episode was based off of MH17. And this episode will be based off of his episode 1, just with C-130 instead of MC-130. Unfortunately, some people would not get to know what this cargo was. It was classified, and let's just pretend this is all the cargo that was loaded up. So it had closed its cargo door and was now waiting for ATC to give it clearance to taxi to the runway that it had collected at Gulf Airport. The pilot is now going to taxi off. You can you could skip or get some snacks while the C-130 is taxiing. The pilot is now ready to taxi off. Quick inside view of all of the classified cargo. This C-130 was modified to have these little extra tanks to have extra fuel. Estimated flight time will be 8 hours and 58 minutes. But that would just be... But for this video, it's just going to be a short flight. The plane had now taxied to the runway. And now, it's gonna wait for takeoff clearance. The pilot pushes all the engines to full power. Now ready for its journey. At 2:58 a.m., the plane had taken off, now bound for its destination. The C-130 would now deliver the cargo to Mountain Airport. I'ma just use the autopilot to land there. Luckily, Mountain Airport was pretty close by. Let me just check the radar. Let me just check the map. Yeah, I'd say we're pretty close to the airport. So now the plane was off to Mountain Airport. Everything would now go to plan after landing. The plane would, I guess, probably reload on some more classified cargo. For some reason, the autopilot nearly crashed the plane into a mountain. I will try to be adding fire to the outside and inside of the plane during the explosion. But if I can't, then it'll just be plain, aka fireless. Luckily, the runway was cleared for the C-130 to land at. After apparently a 11-minute flight, according to Distant Flown. Well, we'll actually see what that limit will become. And unlike the MC-400, who lost its winglet, the autopilot won't make the same mistake as the MC-400 in Episode 2. Unfortunately, another plane was landing. Well, it's not MC-400 because it's in the parking spot, so it's definitely an AI. So the plane decided to make a go-around. Sorry about the stalling, and now I have to reset. Autopilot. Set destination to mountains 11. Now I'm not entire flight again, so I'm skipping it with my jump cut magic. And with a clap, we're here. After a 13-minute flight. Now the C-130 is coming to land Luckily, no AI plane ruining the landing. Unlike when I tried to land on runway 29. But this time we're going with the more safer runway 11 so I don't have to descend from that high mountain. Please be butter. Now MC400 will pick it up. Surprisingly how MC400 magically was rebuilt after the episode 2 incident with missile strike and mountain winglet hit, which crew learned from their mistakes not to do it again. But this time they were descended a bit too low. 300. Even more decrease in speed. 120. Smooth. MC400 had now taxied. No. There we go. The cargo ramp was now opening, so the cargo could be put into the plane. Now, when it comes to transferring cargo and trying to pick up the cargo, I'm not really the best. But let's give it a try. Because I don't want to do it with the trailer truck, we're going to do it with the non-trailer / flatbed truck. This guy. Trying to turn. That is slightly off. Cargo was now being transferred over. How the heck did RL-42 get destroyed? MC400, let's go on this mystery. After this, we'll get back to the video. I just want to figure out how did this little passenger plane get destroyed. I have the missiles disabled, so it can't be possible. With a clap, hold on. We are here. Well, almost there. This is a bit too slow. We gotta boost it. See what happened to the RL-42s. Let's see where the wreck of the accident is. Oh, the plane must have sunk. Dang. Wonder how that happened. Well, let's send MC400 back here. We gotta transfer some cargo. There we go. That's our job done. Now we just get rid of the truck. And because of all those attempts, MC130 is finally back after flying after the RL-42 mystery. Oh. It didn't crash. Well, only one way. Crash into the mountain! Yeah! And warfare shot. Ooh, that could be a good new... Oh. That could be a good idea for a air crash investigation video. The disappearance of RL-42. What? Dude. Here, let me... For people who never played this game, our characters have invisible. Slow down. Line up. Alrighty. Helped. MC130 taxi. May not be straight, but I don't care. Finally transferred the cargo over to MC400. So, after I refueled the MC400, which was a jump cut, and I finally got all the cargo into MC400 and out of C130. Something tells me though, the fuel that the plane got when refueling might be cause of the crash. Might be the cause of the crash. I don't know. But anyway, the plane had now taxied and will now head to Cliffs Airport, if I'm correct. Turbo lines coming in quickly for a nice landing. So after the turbo lines landed, the MC400 had taxied onto the runway. Okay, just had to make sure that we were going to Cliffs Airport. Good to know we are. Soon, MC400 had taken off. Let's get it ready for a nice flight to Cliffs Airport. Cruising altitude 6,000. And yeah, we'll be on our way. So our plane's here, and we will have to fly all the way here to Archipelago. Good thing we're like in the corner of the map where we have to go. Good thing we're in the corner of the map, so our flight here will be a bit easier. So that'll be nice. Okay, almost at cruising altitude. I don't want to fly there manually. Manually. I'm just going to let the autopilot do it. Yes, I know, I'm lazy. MC400 is now cruising a little past of 6,450 feet, but that's okay. 6,557 is good enough. The plane is now at cruising altitude. Okay, so the first officer, which I'm going to be, is now going to check on the cargo. Here we are. Not knowing it would be the last thing he would ever do. So I guess the first officer just examines the cargo according to the video I'm watching. Yeah, it's the episode 1 of TMJ Squad, but I'm just using C1. I'm just swapping the two planes around from the video. In his video, he uses the MC-130 to deliver the cargo to Mountain, and the C-400 picks it up. I swapped them, so the C-100 does the flight to Mountain, and MC-400 goes to the cliffs. Oh. I'm assuming he closed the door. The plane is now just relaxing at cruising altitude, almost at its destination. Then there's a black screen. Zoom in so you don't have to see that blue line. So then the cargo explodes. And then I'm assuming the plane just breaks up into 3 pieces. But let's just say it just started nosediving. So let's just say the plane, and because of the damaged hydraulics, the plane just continues veering up and down and doing sharp banks. The pilot is so with this shot, I'll try be he's showing the cargo on fire. So the pilot says they'll have to try and land at that nearby island or ditch the plane. One was a risky option, trying to land at the nearby island. One was unrisky, landing in the water. The plane finally veers up and down. Their destination, luckily, was right ahead. Unfortunately, the missile team from episode 2 came back from episode 1. The missile team from episode 2 had been brought back in episode 3. The SMA team was completely blinded on radar. So the exploded and loss of hydraulic, MC400 doesn't know where they are. until it would probably be too late. Sorry for the flip. There we go. And definitely the longest episode in this series, going at probably something minutes and something seconds. Even though, without hydraulics, they did the same thing of how Japan Airlines 123 got the their landing gear deployed. And now was coming in for a descent, emergency landing. Still only at 10,000 feet. Stop flipping, phone. I don't know what it is, but I used to have some of the planes approaching all the archipelago airports, but now I just don't. So they now are trying to make a emergency landing. They still had no clue where the SMA team was. The autocam was on, just in case if they were. 100, 150, but then the plane had crashed. That was not the actual crash. That was just a failed landing attempt. Plane had changed flight plans to land on runway 24, but that's where the SMA team was hanging out. I mean runway 14. I keep doing. Soon they tried landing. They were now coming in for emergency landing, somehow glided all the way to the airport. But then, lost their wing, then their tail on the bridge, and crashed down. Same thing, but now the investigation looks at the wreck. For some reason, that time they did not shot. Okay, here they come. Why aren't they shooting the missiles? Please. I just want to get shot. Oof. That was a mistake. Bam. Now they're coming. Okay. Back shot. And the investigation had now looked at the wreck. Fortunately, both pilot and first officer lost lives. Sorry, I meant to say that during the conclusion part. Here's what happened. The cargo had been exploded. Okay, redoing conclusion. Here's what happened. Here's what happened. As it turns out, an explosion went off in the cargo hold. The crash investigators made a computer-generated image CGI of the crash. Well, I already got it to show you the crash. So, yay. So, a bomb went off in the cargo hold. It was inside those crates that were classified. The ACA are trying to find out if it was a mistake or a terrorist attack. Here is what the bomb looks like. Body, the total fatality are 2, and bodies are not yet to be identified. Another identified danger is that unexploded bombs lie on the seabed. That concludes the investigation for now. Cargo Air Flight 3597. That's all for today. Let me know how I can improve on these investigation videos. Well, I hope you enjoyed episode 3 of this crash investigation. Make sure to subscribe to my second channel, KLM Avgeek Free Vlogs. KLM Avgeek Free Vlogs for a shout out. Let's hit 500 likes on this crash investigation series. And if we do, I'll continue this series. And let's see if we can hit 4,000 subscribers before the end of July or the end of August. No, sorry. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. I hope you have a good day or a good night. Peace.